Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, subscribers, viewers, and supporters of this channel. We are here for ISO 14001 version 2015 interpretation in practice. The environmental activity that we are doing right now is diesel transfer process from a diesel tanker lorry into our factories, for instance, uh, diesel tank. Okay. Now, before I go on, I'd like to implore all my Muslim brothers and sisters, please do not watch this video if you are already in the mosque for the Friday prayer khutbah and also attending any religious lessons anywhere in the world with scholars preaching from books. Thank you very much. Please shut this video out, down. I love you for that, and I wish you and all other Muslims Jannatun Naim. Now, let us go on. We are in the middle of, in fact, we are in the earlier, most crucial stage, the early stage in the implementation of ISO 14001 is most crucial, where we have got to identify environmental aspects, and we have identified a few environmental aspects. Please refer to those videos on input output, and one of them is dirty spill kit, which is an output environmental aspect from this process diesel transfer. And we have done several evaluation criteria videos immediately before this, and today this video we are going to evaluate using one evaluation criteria which we call client. Now, in this context, client is not the person, is not the entity who purchase our product and we get money from that. No, it's not about trading. This client, in this context, the term client is used to refer actually interested parties, but the word interested parties is too lengthy for us to make it short and snappy for our aspects impact tabulation. So I pick the term client, and by virtue of definition also the government agency, for example, is a client. Our contractors, vendors are clients, insurance are clients. So with this in mind, that's the term client here is referred to as for this evaluation criteria. Now, I need to recap again. If you are probably new to this channel and you just view this particular video, uh, I'd rather reiterate or redefine the term environmental management system as per ISO 14001 version 2015. This standard stipulates that an environmental management system manages environmental aspects. How? By fulfilling compliance obligations and addressing risk and opportunities. That's the Environmental Management System ISO 14001 version 2015. What are environmental aspects? Since we got to manage environmental aspects, what are environmental aspects? They are elements of our organizational activities, processes, products, and services, yeah, that interacts or can interact with the environment and causing subsequent environmental impact. Could be adverse, could be beneficial. Now, we'll not be discussing that. As far as the chronology of the implementation of ISO 14001, what I have before you displayed is the summarized compact version of the chronology. Where are we right now? We are here. Just a sec. We are here. Evaluation of environmental aspects, because we have already done identification of environmental aspect for this particular process, diesel transfer. Please look at those videos earlier on. And right now, we have to evaluate environmental aspect. Why? To determine which environmental aspects would contribute to significant environmental impact. And for that, we term them as significant environmental aspects. That is why we have to evaluate, because we have so many environmental aspects in our organization from all our activities and processes. But we have to ensure which one is more significant in the context of environmental management, because we have to give attention to them. It could be aspects which are urgent under the law, and law has got liability, or urgent to client, urgent to other interested parties. Now, once we have evaluated all our environmental aspects and tabulate them in a form of aspects impact register, I call it dashboard, then we are able to have an overview, the entire list of environmental aspects, and we know which ones are significant. Who decide it's significant? We have the luxury to decide, because we do the evaluation. ISO did not come up or did not stipulate how to do evaluation. We do. We have got to do it. We have got to come up. And whatever evaluation technique that we come up with, we must ensure that we are able to give rationale, especially to visiting auditors. Okay? Now, once we have all those environmental aspects in place, identified, evaluated, then only we write our policy statement. Do not come up with an environmental policy before you identify all our environmental aspects, okay? And after that is done, we start to determine what should be our environmental objective. As we now know, as an organization, what sort of environmental conditions have we? What type, what severity, what magnitude, what significance environmental aspects are we dealing with? Then we start to develop our objective to ensure that we're able to manage all these environmental aspects in view of retarding or slowing down or eliminate its potential adverse environmental impact. So therefore, once objective is done, we start to develop our environmental targets. What do we want to arrive to? Our destination, the GPS, what they call it, now the word doesn't come, the navigation, where do we target? Where should we arrive to? Where? Specifically. And in order to arrive at that, we need to have what they call planning actions to achieve, and this is what we have: environmental management program. These are all included as or summed as intended outcome. This time ISO 14001 really is looking that we arrive to what we want to do. We get what we wish for, literally. Okay, so an intended outcome in this manner, ISO stipulate that it has got to reflect our environmental performance betterment. It has got to reflect our commitment to fulfill compliance obligation to all interested parties. And we have got to indicate somewhere in our document that we want to achieve our environmental objectives and that we achieve it. All right, it's not just on paper, it's all about practice, it's all about due diligence. This is quality, environmental management system standard. Okay, now let me show you how we arrive to the diesel spill kit. It is through a methodology called input output analysis. It's actually derived from mechanical engineering. This is the process, diesel transfer. And we have identified the major environmental aspects. I just summarized them because in reality there are a number more environmental aspects involved. These are major ones, and if you want to know this input output analysis, you're welcome to watch our earlier video over there, input output. This is how we identify environmental aspects. This is the methodology. And if you want to look at these aspects from its life cycle perspective, here you are. The video is already up and running. Life cycle perspective of diesel. You're welcome to look at all this. Okay, we are now in this video still on dirty spill kits. It's a series, I think about 8 or 9 videos about this, covering all the evaluation criteria. So let us move on. As I said, this is the dashboard. All right, and this is what we want to do. We want to determine how dirty spill kit as an environmental aspect score if we put client as one of our environmental aspects evaluation criteria. Why client? Because we are undertaking this particular process with a lot of interested parties around that we got to fulfill our obligation, and how, as far as these clients is concerned, especially those who purchase our product, in this case this company, we try to focus on those people who purchase the product. Do they set any specific thing for dirty spill kit, or do we have other clients like the authorities is a client as far as dirty spill kit is concerned, and that client is using legal provision as their tool? That is also client. So in the context of environmental management, in this manner, client as evaluation criteria is having that context, a wider context, not client for trading purpose per se, but a broader perspective. Okay, I hope you're able to follow. Okay, let us take a look. This is the evaluation criteria client. And number 1, number 2, and number 3 are definitions for the rating. I've got 1, 2, 3, and the rating is 10, 5, and 1. Why 10, 5, and 1? This is being developed over 15 years. It's a roller coaster initially, and until it stabilizes since 2009. It stabilizes, and we have refinement over and over, and we find that this is suitable for all the 17 types of industries that we have tested, and for each category of industry we tested 2 to 5 factories or organizations, and it has not proved it's wrong. It is still generic. It sounds specific, but it's still generic. So bear in mind, when we do aspects impact evaluation, please remember what is our environmental aspect. Okay, dirty spill kit. Why do I ask this? Because we need to remember that this is an output environmental aspect. Do not be confused with input environmental aspects. Remember, life cycle perspective. Dirty spill kit downstream of its life cycle perspective causes an environmental situation called soil contamination. It's an environmental impact. It doesn't cause resource depletion. Only when it is a fresh or new spill kits, then the more demand for those spill kits would cause more demand for natural resources. Okay, got it. I hope that is where the life cycle perspectives apply in practice. Now let us take a look why the dirty spill kit is what you call rank 10 over here. Look, dirty spill kit is having a very strict set of terms by the client. Who are the client? In this case, it's not only the client that purchase what they call our products, because if you remember business agreement, one of the terms and conditions in business agreements is that we as a vendor or supplier or seller of this or manufacturer of this particular material, a product, not diesel spill kit, but our product as a factory, we have to comply to all laws of the country. So one of the law is schedules and regulations we've got to comply. So that would be indirectly what is imposed by the client upon us through purchase order terms and conditions, through sales or hire purchase terms and conditions, very strict. Okay, so those clients, of course, they don't say, please specifically dirty spill kit must be incinerated. They don't say that. It's more generic. Okay, so as far as this client evaluation criteria is concerned, we are having dirty spill kits, and the most important client over here is the governing agency that enforces schedule waste regulation, and municipal. These are also clients. They impose strict. Okay, if it is moderate, then it's 5. All right, and if it is a common sort of set of this is more relaxed or no specification, that is 1. So in this case, if we dispose the dirty spill kit wrongly and it is known to the public or the associations of businesses and known to our client, our image will deteriorate. There's another version of how it is regarded as client. So in this case, it is ranked 10. So back to our aspect impact register or the dashboard. There you are. Client is 10 for dirty spill kit, and we will be going into frequency and duration shortly, and we will talk about risks and opportunities before we end this particular evaluation for dirty spill kit. This is it. This is how we got all these numerics. I hope you're able to follow. You can reverse and pause back this video to look at those a definition for the rating. So until we meet in the next video, where we will look into frequency as an environmental aspects impact evaluation criteria, I wish everybody well. YouTube, thank you very much. I also thank all my subscribers, viewers, and supporters of this channel. Until we meet in the next video, I wish everyone Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.